Welcome to Girl Talk with Amy, Anna, and Lisa.
Come on, girls. Yeah, you know it's our world. So tell me, where the girls at? Come on, girls.
Like many girlfriends, we get together, share what's going on with friends, families, life in general, good, bad. We're always here to support each other. When we visit each other, we spend time doing our girl talk in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a place where we can be very vulnerable with each other, no judgments. We want to make sure we're uplifting and helping each other when we're down. However, when we're having great success, we're definitely supportive and we're cheering each other on. We are here to support all of you. We realized one day that we had to share this message with others. What we talk about in the comfort zone is something that can empower women all over the world. And we wanted to bring you into our world where we meet once a week. We hope that you enjoy our show. Please like, subscribe, and share with others. We'd love to hear back from you. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Girl Talk. And boy, oh boy, are we talking. Like we have already started from this end of the spectrum all the way over here, boy. And have we got some things to talk about today. I'm Amy Valdivia, and today I am joined with my dear friend, Lisa Garcia. And
Hello.
we are missing Miss Ana Robles today. She is traveling, but she is here with us in spirit, and we can hear her part of this conversation. And when she actually sees this on air, she's going to chuckle. Okay, we've been talking about how we can stay positive in COVID, what's going on, and, brought in a couple guests that really are inspirational to us. So what happens to me this week in our business? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm in the mortgage industry, in case y'all didn't remember that. I am seeing an uptick, a big uptick on pending divorces.
Aww.
People are coming saying, what do we do? How do we save the house? We want her to have the house. He's going to keep the house, et cetera, et cetera. What is going on in our country? I thought people are having lots of babies.
We probably have two sides of the coin there. We probably,
right?
I do see a lot of people getting pregnant.
Right? I mean, what happened? It's Amazon shopping. And,
I'm guilty.
or they're looking online for their dream home and they're getting pregnant. Well, apparently there's a whole contingency that's not.
Well, people don't really talk about the fact that they're hating their spouses or their significant others out there in the open, We don't really announce our divorces or our breakups, but
You're not running to
really
have a party.
A thing. Yeah.
Kind of like the gender reveal birthday party for the baby. Like you're not having like a divorce reveal. Guess what?
Exactly. But I bet you there's a lot more going on than we know.
Well, and here we are, we're giggling about it. However, it's true. What I'm hearing is the unfortunate domestic violence is up. And it's not just men on women, it's vice versa, including children. And families are breaking up. I'm just amazed. Now, here's the thing. We know that there's a vast majority of families that have suffered a great loss in income, right? Due to COVID. The people that are coming qualify.
Alone or as a couple?
Alone.
Well, that's fantastic.
Absolutely. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this affects our country. I mean, for my industry, there's a housing boom. Why do people buy homes? They buy homes because their families are growing. That's the number one reason. But number two, when you're ditching your spouse and you got to go find your own home, right? I mean, but so, I always look at it from that perspective, from the business perspective, and how is it going to affect us in our economy?
Sure.
You in your business and social media, you look at it very differently and how it affects our culture.
I'm on social media every day for hours on end. And you're not seeing a lot of people announcing their divorce or announcing that they want to kill their partner.
Do you see them talking about the negativity though?
I see them deflecting it in other places, right?
Okay.
So I think now it's just a thought because I can't figure for the life of me where all of this spew of negativity has come from the last 6 months or so about people turning their anger into other things, toward other things, where they're talking about politics and they're talking about COVID. And yes, we're all frustrated with what's going on in our world today, Amy, but how many people have you seen talking so negative on social media?
Absolutely.
More than I've ever seen, right?
You're right. It's actually difficult to spend time on social media.
Tell me about it. And that's how I make my living.
I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you do it, because in the past it was really, oh, hey, so-and-so's doing this, so-and-so's doing that, and how awesome, and like and share, or good for you, or congratulations. And now it's, oh, do I have to hear them? So now what would Miss Anna say? It's about the mindset. It's shifting your mentality, looking at your surroundings, realizing what you have and the good that's in your life at that moment. And why do you feel the way you feel toward your significant other? Is it because maybe, just maybe, there's a valid reason? Or is it because maybe, just maybe, you've spent the last 72 hours in the same room because you haven't been able to get some fresh air, and you haven't needed to run to the grocery store because Instacart just came to drop it off, and you haven't had to go buy some food because you happen to already do all your grocery shopping. So you're stuck in this apartment or this home with this person, and there's no space. So is it truly that person is not the right person for you, or is it just that you just haven't had an opportunity to release? Right. And I'm sure she has, I'm sure I'm not doing any justice to her message, because she would have so much more wisdom to share upon us. And she's probably, like I said, going to giggle when she sees this. In my mind, it's truly, hey, you're safe. You have your health. And wow, you actually are still earning a living at the same rate of pay or more for many individuals. There are many that are not, but many of those individuals are still earning. And now what? Now you're going to complain about this person that you've chosen to be with for the rest of your life?
I think that it could come down to also, where you're supposed to be able to spend time with that person away from home. You're supposed to do the date night, right?
Right.
Well, where are you having date nights now? Now it's really time to get creative of where you can go and spend time with that special person in your life away from where you are 24/7, away from the house, get away from the kids, get away from the pets, get away from the TV, and go do things on your own. And because restaurants, it's not, you got to admit it. It's not as pleasant to go out and have a meal at a restaurant anymore.
It's not.
It really isn't.
It's not.
And I know us here in SoCal, weather is getting a little bit cooler. I can't imagine you guys there in Missouri or, New York. Where are you eating, New York? You got to be freezing by the time your food gets to the table.
Right?
Frozen already.
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
so you can't even go out and have a meal. You can't go out and see a movie. You can't. All the things that I know that I used to do prior to COVID, I can't do it anymore. Other than exercising, except I can't even exercise because I have a torn meniscus, so I'm really on lockdown. I just want to pull my hair out sometimes. I want to strangle my kids. I want to strangle everybody in my house right now.
So needless to say, you're not alone.
I'm glad I'm not alone.
So what people are obviously turning all those feelings to their significant other, to their spouse, and they're saying, adios, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea right now.
What do we do? What's our, I know self-care is necessary, exercise. Unfortunately, for somebody like you can't exercise, but there's meditation. There's things that you can do that, the calm music that will change the mentality. And it takes just a few minutes. You could literally change your emotion in that moment if you just pause, right? I mean, that's reality. It's a lot easier said than done, especially when you're in the heat of the moment. You're looking at that person thinking, oh my gosh, I might be able to stab you in the eye. I might, maybe, right?
And then I'm an Italian, Puerto Rican, Scorpio woman.
Oh Lord.
So trying to ask me to just pause. Sometimes it's really difficult.
Yeah, I can just imagine. So, but both of us have kids.
Mm-hmm.
How do we teach our kids? How do we show them we're supposed to lead by example. How do we give them the tools to get through it? They're homeschooling, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
They're missing their friends. They're teenagers. So Lord knows their hormones are everywhere, including the front door. And, they're just bouncing everywhere. And now they've got to watch mom and dad. What do you say? What do you do?
Gosh, boys are so much easier. I have 3 girls and 1 boy. Now I have a boy and a girl home. But my son has definitely always been the easier one to deal with. And my son, he doesn't complain too much. But my daughter, she's going to be 15 in December. And, we talked about this. She's a freshman in high school, so she's missing out on all that fun stuff. And her friends, she's a little social butterfly. She's getting really tired of hearing me say you're not alone.
Right.
Because she thinks this pandemic has caused her life to be turned upside down and it's just her who's going through it. And so when I'm listening to her complain about things, I have to be mindful to myself that, okay, she's watching you. She has no choice but to watch me, right? Because she has to be home all the time. But I have to definitely be mindful that she's watching you. And the more you complain, the more you're going to have to listen to her complain. And that's the last thing I want right now is to listen to her complain more. So I think that me having the little one, having the little mini me all day, every day, is really helpful for me. Now, what other people could do, I mean, we can't even say, I guess we could say go take a walk, or think happy thoughts, which is sometimes easier said than done.
Yeah, the thinking happy thoughts, journaling, going for a walk. One of the things that I have done for years now, I journal in a gratitude book as soon as I wake up in the morning. Like literally the alarm goes off. I have a certain playlist that I listen to. Positive, motivating music is what I listen to. And then I roll over and I grab, reach for the book on the nightstand and I start writing.
I thought you were going to say the pillow to suffocate him with.
Well, that's he knows that already. And it's funny because if he listens to this episode, he's going to say, what the heck? You were talking about me? No, honey, I really am not. I swear. I happen to have some clients that came in, multiple clients that are preparing for divorce. So with that said, we become the counselors while we're talking finances. So anyways, back to the gratitude book. If you just write down a few things every morning, what you're grateful for, it ends up changing and it ends up becoming how you're going to manifest your day and what you want to accomplish. And then it kind of shifts the whole way you look at your day. And I gotta believe it could change the way you look at that person that you're stuck with
Yeah.
in that house, right? Okay, I can handle it. I can deal with this person. I got to believe that it shifts the way you're thinking about that individual and you're able to now change your approach and the way you're talking to them, because it's not just a one-sided thing.
Right. Right.
Right? What are they saying about
we're
you?
perfect, Amy. We're perfect.
I'm so sorry. I forgot. Perfection. Take that picture right now.
Yeah.
Right? So what is your spouse or significant other saying about you as you're spouting off to your girlfriends or your family members about them? What are they saying about you to their friends and family? And how close are they to pressing the eject button on you? So at what point in time do you circle around and say, hey, we got to talk about this? When is that? What is that moment?
I think it's important that we continue to check in anyway. Because yes, just like you said, that other person is going through the same thing you are, and they're probably thinking the same thing you are. And I feel like right now, the way our world is, you definitely should not be jumping into some rash, drastic decision.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And by the way, where are you going to go?
Yeah.
Take it from me. There's a housing shortage. You're not going anywhere. You can't even rent. It's so difficult, right? Because people can't go anywhere. And then do you want to move into those homes or that apartment? You're fighting for your offer to be accepted if you're trying to buy a home. Where really are you going to go?
Yeah.
Now,
I think communication is just so important right now. As much as you maybe don't want to communicate with that person
right.
at this point, but it is so important. It's so important to discuss how you're feeling and try to rationalize it together in some way. And maybe even, say to each other, is this the pandemic? Is this us being tired of having to spend every minute of every hour of every day together without having to separate or anywhere else to go? Or are we really just two different people that want two different things? But it's important to just keep that line of communication open.
Let me ask you this, coming with your history.
Yes.
We talked about this in our episode last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago?
Who knows? I just spew.
when abuse is part of it.
Uh-huh. Oh gosh.
Now, for me, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find some place to go when we go into that direction. And if that were to ever happen, it's unfathomable to me what some individuals are having to go through and deal with, especially when it's a physical abuse kind of a thing. You know, I really, really don't understand that. So
I couldn't even imagine. And, you know, in my situation, there wasn't any physical abuse, but a whole lot of bad things said, you know, and mind games and just all kinds of just negative bullshit. But you know what? Here's the thing is that he traveled a lot for work. So, you know, by the time I got fed up, he was gone somewhere for a week or whatever. And it gave me that time to just, I think, reset. And, you know, then he's acting nice in the phone calls and the texting, you know, while he's out of town and I'm like, okay, well, you know, maybe he's sorry and it's not so bad. And that's a lot of what went through my head. Is he sorry, you know,
and much more tolerable now, but see, that was the point. He was traveling.
Yeah.
So there was
shit.
Distance.
I don't know what would happen if I was going through this now, you know, it would just get horrible because he couldn't go anywhere to perform now. Nobody has any, you know, open arenas to be able for the performers to perform. And, I can't even imagine what would be going on, especially all the kids being home.
Right.
You know, and him not being able to go anywhere.
When the pandemic hit, alcohol sales skyrocketed.
300%.
What does that tell you? Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not here, because the odd part is I stopped drinking. I'm just the opposite.
Maybe that's what you need.
Drinker. No. Maybe. I'm more of a social drinker. You know, I would go out to drink. I don't drink at home. It's no fun for me to drink at home.
I will say that that's actually something that I've enjoyed during this time. My husband did some work to our backyard, and how pleasant it has been. Oh, let's go sit out on the deck and have a cocktail and enjoy. And that's been date night. You know, it's the change of scenery. Somebody talked about changing their commute from one end of the dining room table to the other end when they're commuting to work every morning. I was laughing and I thought about that, and I thought, well, now, you know, my spouse and I, we've decided to have a date night. Our date night is a whopping, you know, hour and a half, right? Because it's literally after dinner. Okay, let's go outside to the deck.
Yeah, and I'll meet you outside, baby.
Exactly.
Well, whatever you gotta do.
You know, yeah, and make it so, you know, you're enjoying yourself and at least just relaxing, you know. So it'll be interesting to hear Anna's take on all of this. Next episode, I would love to start with a message from her.
Absolutely.
Now that we've brought everybody down and depressed,
she's gonna be like, shame on you, girl.
Exactly. She's saying, this is what happens while I'm away. My goodness gracious. So we'll need to have her change our mindset. We'll have to work with her and share that message with everybody, because this is something that I hope our listeners realize. You're not alone. This is happening. It's happening all around us. And should you find that you are having these feelings and you wonder, how am I going to deal with this other person? Or you have this feeling of rage inside, there's hotlines you can reach out to. Reach out to us. We're happy to get you in contact with those nonprofits that we work with. Lisa is very active in VA rep Well, they support the veterans. And what is it? What's the statistic? Every 20 minutes, every 22 minutes,
22 minutes.
a vet commits suicide. Well, we also know that since the pandemic hit and quarantine orders started, we saw the mental health of those vets that they're tracking get worse, right? So we don't know how this statistic will change for the unfortunate, right? So if you need assistance, by all means, we would love to be able to say, hey, contact so-and-so, or please Google a hotline, someone, get help. There are opportunities for you to get assistance.
Any of you out there have some, magical ways to help us out over here or help anybody else out over there that's going through something, drop a comment.
Drop a comment. Let us know, what are you doing? How can you help us maybe change up our routine at home that can help us out in our life? What are you doing that you found success in? We'd love to hear from you. All right. Thanks, everybody. You spent the afternoon with us here in the comfort zone. And next week, we will have Miss Anna back, and she's going to start the show off with giving us her words of wisdom. And we are so excited to hear that. So that way we can definitely shift our mindset with that. Thank you so very much for tuning in. And please like and share. We're so appreciative of it. Have a great week, everyone. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss an episode.
Absolutely.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Good morning, girls. It's Sunday. It's here, Anna, coming to you from St. Peters, Missouri. I miss you, girls, and I so look forward to seeing you guys next week. Talk to you soon. Mwah.
No, because I don't like my hair.
Your hair looks adorable.
No, because I'm watching it and I'm seeing that it's falling right here.
Oh, Lord.
So, no, that's a negatory.
We're wearing the same color today.
Yeah.
Normally it's you and Anna wearing the same color. We
That's
never discuss what we're wearing before we record.
never. Period. That's what it is. This is the color period.
I need some lighting. I feel like, is my lighting okay? I can't.
No,
see
I think your
myself.
lighting. No, I think your lighting is perfect. I think
Don't
reality.
turn on my light.
No, leave it.
Okay.
Girl talk, 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 girl talk.